Welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you and your partner, both over 50, felt that electric spark, the kind that made you smile for no reason, or laugh like teenagers again? For many couples, time, routine, and life's demands begin to dull that connection. The passion becomes predictable, the intimacy mechanical. But what if I told you that reigniting the fire doesn't take a complete overhaul? What if just two simple positions, when paired with the right mindset, could transform your relationship into something more satisfying, more intimate than ever before? That's not just clickbait. It's backed by science and by something far more powerful, lived experience. This video isn't just about techniques. It's about what happens when two people decide to be fully present, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And that, my friend, changes everything. So, before we dive in, do me a small favor. Hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you're always in the loop for future videos. Give this video a like if you're ready to rekindle your relationship. And if this topic resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, a 0 is just as helpful. It lets me know what to improve and how to serve you better. Now, let me take you back to a quiet evening some time ago. My partner and I were in a rut. Our physical connection, repetitive. Emotionally, we were distant. Not angry, just absent. Have you ever felt that way? Like the routine of life has quietly replaced the romance, and you didn't even notice until one day it just hit you? That's where we were. But instead of ignoring it, we tried something different, not in the bedroom right away, but outside of it. We sat close, looked into each other's eyes, really looked, and touched hands slowly, gently. No phones, no distractions, just presence, just us. And do you know what happened? Everything changed. From that moment on, both our physical and emotional intimacy deepened. It wasn't about adding new techniques. It was about showing up, fully, right there. In that moment, that's when I realized something that many women over 50 already know deep in their bones. True intimacy starts with emotional connection. And it's not just a feel-good idea, Harvard research backs it up. When couples foster emotional closeness before intimacy, both partners report significantly more pleasure, satisfaction, and connection. Let that sink in. It's not about acrobatics. It's about attention. It's not just about touching the body. It's about touching the heart. So, here's your first powerful shift. Before intimacy, don't rush. Instead, lean in. Talk about something light-hearted. Remind her of an inside joke you shared. Touch her arm. Stroke her hair. Look into her eyes, not just as a partner, but as the person you still want. These small gestures, they matter more than you think. They send a message: I'm not just here for your body. I'm here for you. And trust me, women feel that difference, especially at this stage of life, when what we crave most is to feel cherished, seen, and desired, completely. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated positions out there, spooning. To some, it may seem like just a cute cuddle, something couples do after the main event. But for many women, especially those over 50, spooning can be the event. Why? Because spooning is more than physical proximity. It's about emotional protection. When a woman is held in that soft curve of her partner's body, back against chest, heart to heart, something remarkable happens. She feels secure. And security, for a mature woman, is incredibly arousing. Yes, you heard that right. Feeling emotionally safe and physically cradled can actually heighten her desire. Think about it, her body is nestled into yours. She's not exposed, she's protected. Your arms become a shield. Your breath on her neck becomes a signal: I'm here. You matter. And when she feels that way, emotionally safe, fully accepted, she's more open. Emotionally, physically, Spiritually, that's when true intimacy begins to unfold. Research even supports this. Studies show that couples who engage in skin-to-skin contact while spooning report greater feelings of connection, trust, and satisfaction. It's like a reset button for both heart and body. So how do you take spooning from sweet to deeply sensual? Simple gestures. Whisper something meaningful in her ear, not just "you're sexy, but I feel so lucky to be this close to you." Gently stroke her arm. Trace your fingertips down her back. Place soft kisses behind her ear or on her shoulder, spots that often go overlooked but are rich with sensation. And here's the secret: don't rush. Let her body respond at its own pace. Build anticipation. Create a space where tension can slowly rise, and then melt. Spooning allows you to set the stage, not just for physical intimacy, but for emotional reconnection. That's why I wrote a short ebook called Spooning, Rediscovering Inner Intimacy After 60. It's full of real, practical guidance on how this gentle position can help couples feel closer than ever. You can grab your copy in the pinned comment below, but don't wait, because I only release a limited number each season. Now, let's shift gears. We've gone from closeness and comfort to confidence and control. The reverse cowgirl, confidence in motion. This next position, it flips the script, literally and figuratively. Reverse cowgirl is more than just a visual change, it's an emotional one. In this position, she's in charge. She sets the rhythm. She controls the depth, the angle, the pace, and that power. For many women, especially in midlife, it's electrifying. You see, many women spend years, sometimes decades, trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Be the nurturer, the pleaser, the caretaker. But when she takes control, when she decides what feels good, how fast to go, and when to pause, something transformative happens. She's not just a partner anymore. She's a queen, a woman in full possession of her desires. A close friend of mine once told me that the first time she tried reverse cowgirl in her 50s, it changed her entire perspective. It wasn't just about pleasure, she said. It was the first time I felt in control of my own experience. That confidence stayed with me, even outside the bedroom. That's powerful. And here's the thing, even though she's leading, you're still part of the dance. Your role is to support her, emotionally, visually, physically. Compliment her. Tell her how amazing she looks from your point of view. Let your hands rest gently on her hips. Give her stability, not control. Make eye contact when she turns around. That glance? That's everything. And from your vantage point, you get to admire her confidence, the curves, the movement, the boldness. It's not just arousing, it's inspiring. Because in that moment, she's not wondering if she looks okay. She knows she's powerful. And that energy transforms everything. Want to make it even better? Sync your breathing. Match her rhythm. Let your energy support hers, not dominate it. That's when physical pleasure and emotional connection merge. When she feels seen, trusted, and supported, that's when real magic happens. And she'll remember that moment not because of what position it was, but because of how she felt in it. So don't underestimate this one. Reverse cowgirl isn't just about flipping angles. It's about flipping the narrative. Let's move into something a little deeper, and honestly, a little misunderstood. When it comes to intimacy, we often obsess over what to do, which position, what technique, how long, but rarely do we stop and ask a more important question. How does she move? What rhythm speaks to her body? Because here's the truth, rhythm is everything. And no, I'm not talking about perfect timing like a metronome. I'm talking about learning how to read her body's tempo. Sometimes it's slow and flowing, like a quiet stream. Other times, it builds, like waves preparing to crash. But you can't force a rhythm onto her. You have to listen. For mature women, and yes, that includes women in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, sexual response often takes a little more time. But when it comes, it's deeper, fuller, longer lasting. That's not just anecdotal, research confirms it. A 2021 study on aging and sexual response found that women over 50 tend to experience pleasure more slowly, but with greater emotional intensity. So if you rush, you miss the magic. But if you're patient, you'll witness something truly beautiful unfold. Start by tuning into her breath. Is she exhaling longer? Breathing faster? That's your cue, your tempo. Watch how her body responds to your touch. Does she lean in when you caress her arm? Does she close her eyes when you kiss her neck? These signs are music. And if you pay attention, you'll learn a beat. Here's one of the best things you can do. Ask, do you like this? How does this feel? Simple questions, right? But they create space for honesty, and that's when real connection happens. Being vulnerable doesn't make you weak. It makes you present. It says, I care about your experience. And for a woman, that's incredibly powerful. Want another tip? Vary the pace. Start slow. Let anticipation simmer. Then gradually, and I mean gradually, build intensity. Not in a jarring way, but in waves. And don't forget, rhythm isn't just physical. It's emotional too. A whisper at the right moment. A look that says, I still want you. A soft you feel amazing. These are the notes that complete the song. Because in the end, women want to feel cherished, desired, and understood. Not rushed. Not performed at, but with. So next time, don't just move, feel. And let her body guide you to a place neither of you expected. Now, let's touch on something tender, daring, and often overlooked after a certain age. Fantasies. There's this myth that once we reach midlife, sexual imagination just stops. That desire becomes a distant memory, like an old flame that faded out. But nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, after 50 might be the perfect time to explore fantasies that you were too shy, too busy, or too constrained to act on before. Now, the kids are older, the expectations are different, and hopefully, your self-knowledge is stronger than ever. That means you get to redefine what sensuality means, on your terms. Research shows that both men and women continue to have vivid sexual fantasies well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. So if the desire is still there, the only question is, do you have the courage to talk about it? That's the real barrier, not age, not ability, but conversation. Imagine this, it's a quiet evening, just the two of you, sharing a glass of wine. You lean in and say, I've always wondered what it would be like if we tried. Boom. That's the door. Not to some wild, scary place, but to each other's inner world. You don't have to act on everything right away. Sometimes, just talking is enough to awaken a whole new level of connection. Here's how to begin. Start with curiosity, not pressure. Say, have you ever thought about trying? Or I've always been a little curious about. This creates a safe, non-judgmental space where both of you can share. The goal isn't performance, it's playfulness, it's trust. Fantasies don't have to be extravagant. They can be simple. A change of setting, a new role, a weekend getaway where you leave the routine behind and rediscover each other. And don't forget to listen. When your partner opens up, even hesitantly, that's a gift. Receiving it with kindness and openness will only make her feel more loved and more willing to explore together. Because fantasies after 50 aren't about escaping your relationship, they're about expanding it. So here's the truth, my friend. Passion doesn't fade with age. It just needs a little attention, and a lot of presence. With the right connection, the right rhythm, and the courage to explore, you can make your intimacy feel brand new, even after decades together. If you've made it to the end of this video, I want to say, thank you. You're not just curious, you're committed. And that's the first step toward a relationship that keeps growing. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which part of today's video spoke to you the most? What have you discovered about intimacy after 50? If this video touched you, help it reach more people. tap the like button, hit that subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss a moment, and share this with someone who deserves to feel deeply connected again. You're never too old to feel desired. You're never too late to rediscover joy. And you're definitely not alone. Until next time.